So I just went with it, went with the team, played main tank for a team, still play main tank for a team. And yeah, it just stuck with it. And I only play DPS when I just want to break from tank or a good hero pool is out. You know?
Okay.
So I'm going between 2900 and 3100. I just keep fluctuating. And where my DPS is gold, so there's quite a difference.
Yeah, that's it's quite a big difference, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah. But yeah, so the main things I was sort of have been focusing on is I was always an aggressive Rhine and had no idea when to engage, when to disengage. I just sort of went in ham. And over the course of playing with the team, I've sort of figured it out, and I'm still figuring it out. It's a lot better, you know, now because originally I was a high gold, low plat kind of tank. Now I'm, as I said, high plat, low diamond. So there's been some improvement, but I still feel like I'm getting there, but I still think I need help of when to go aggressive or when to be aggressive, or when to not be aggressive, I should say.
Yeah.
And like just remembering when to fire strike, when to charge, you know, those kinds of things.
Yeah, yeah.
Combat.
We'll just assume you have godlike comms.
Yeah, I mean, I don't call my rotations as much in competitive, but I do target call a hell of a lot.
Okay. So, what kind of pacing do you think you're going to want to take with the...
I mean, fairly slow. Because the only
slow. Very slow, right? This is going to be a really not fun game as a Rhine. You're going to get literally no help, and you're just going to have to hope that the opponents die around you. But it's good that you can recognize that, right? And it's really important to recognize that. Like, what kind of play style do I have to play with this composition? That's probably the first thing as a main tank you need to figure out. It's like, what the hell do I need to do, right? How do I need to play this? So yeah, right. He's like rightfully so. You have to play slow, right? That rhymes. How slow do you think that was?
That was, I saw a pick, I wanted to try to make a play. Maybe that was a bit risky. That was very risky. But it was a little fast. Let's call it that.
Did anyone on their team die in this like first?
Yeah, their Ashe died.
Okay. So I guess we're kind of capitalizing off that. But this, I understand. But for me, there's no reason to do that. And also, if you're going to pin him anywhere, it's got either here, or you're swinging much wider and you're pinning him.
Okay. All right.
Because no matter what, you want distance between you to be... The deeper you put yourself in, the higher chance.
Okay.
So much better to pin here, pin there, right? This one in particular, like if you come from right to the left, that would be ideal. But this puts you a long way into it. And as you get towards 3100, I think a 3100 team of players would have just killed you.
Okay.
Right? Like in the time it takes you from the start to the finish of that, they could have done 300 damage, right? 350 damage.
Yep. Okay.
In 2900, they probably wouldn't quite do that. So this is the classic, we'll just stand around and let our team kill everything, which is fine. And I think that's kind of how you...
Okay.
That's how I think you want to play this matchup.
Okay.
I think in the situation here, there are two ways that you could play.
Mm-hmm.
If it ever... So... After having made this charge, which I think probably should have got... I honestly think there's nothing to stop you from killing the rest. Right? Like, why are you not swinging? They did, and you've still got a shield. There's nothing that's going to stop you putting a shield. And these guys at the back of the point, there's no reason to push them, right? So long as you've got support from the rest of your team, Anna can... That is probably the most important. Still in line of sight of your Anna, right, in LO. But you're kind of holding your shield for no one there.
Yeah, okay.
Which I think is fine. Like, you're going to win that fight anyway. But...
So what's the best way to... Other than assume my Anna is behind me, how's the best way to, like...
Can I push?
Okay, alright.
Can I push? Can I push? One sec, right? Like, your Anna be like, 1 sec. Like, and say this to your Anna, right? Like, okay, I want to try and play a bit more aggressive, but can you, like, let me know if I'm not in your element? And Annas will typically do that. Should do. Certainly in Diamond, they should be telling you whether you're in there.
Okay.
You know, like, if you're well outside his LOS, you're like, well, outside, like, I can't see you, right? And then you know you can't get any heals. Let's look for a really fat fire strike. Fire strike. So there was quite a lot of chances where we probably could have thrown three fire strikes in that time.
Okay.
Maybe not. Okay. I'm just going to go back again. I don't know why. For some reason, it's really slow at loading this, right? But let's say you throw one fire strike there. I mean, we could have got at least one more fire.
Okay.
Maybe we had our ult. Maybe you only hit this. But you're much closer to it, right? Throw another fire strike. Okay. Now you want to be a bit careful. Okay, so where do you want to fight here?
By the haystack, I think.
By the haystack. Completely agree. Don't fight in this open. Right, get back on that hard cover. You fight on the haystack. Way better for you. Completely agree. Right, and I don't mean this haystack. Sorry. If you meant this haystack, I completely disagree. Terrible place.
Okay.
Did you mean this one?
Yeah.
Okay, why would you be there? What advantage has it given you?
I guess it is a little too forward, isn't it? Based on the payload, and maybe a flanker could... actually, I don't know. The only reason I think is because I could see if a flanker did come around from the right.
Time to redefine Reinhardt.
Okay.
There's one thing you must always have as Reinhardt. Hard cover. You must always have hard cover. It won't matter so much at low SR, because people won't shoot your shield because they're bad. The higher you go, the more important hard cover comes. Right? It is absolutely essential. You always are playing on like a corner, on a choke, whatever, right? Always should have hard cover. In open space like this, you can't reset, right? And I would predict what happens here is your shield's going to go down and you're just going to die. Unless your team manages, because they've got flanks around. Maybe they've managed to get up here, or they're up top. But the only way that it's going to happen is... Otherwise, you're in open space.
Okay.
Right, in a second... Okay, so we go for an aggressive play, which is fine. They just killed your whole team. On cart.
The Ash dude. Okay.
I don't even know where this Ash. The Ash is just there. Is that the Ash? No, that's the Ash.
No, that's Anna. I think she's high ground.
So the Ash is on high ground.
Yeah.
So there's not really a huge amount you could have done about it.
Okay.
You're a Reinhardt. I mean, you can't teleport to high. It would be nice if they gave you, like, I don't know, hammer jump or something, but unfortunately that would make Reinhardt incredibly broken.
So would it have been better to maybe, even though I got nanoed, but stay back a bit and try to shield a bit better, or was there... Like, I got nano, I may as well play aggressive. I had the advantage. He was antied as well and low, and...
For me?
Yeah, okay.
Anna wouldn't have...
Okay.
There's a few other things that you could have done. Is this with...
No, just competitive, yeah.
Well, so we've already... A couple of things. One, your team should be set on the ground, other than... There's nothing you can make them do. Hey, yo, guys, take the lift, go high ground. They wouldn't have all done. We would have won this fight for sure. That enables them to play much slower. Moving on to that latter point. Comp wants to... Don't want to... And comes up to that call. Back, right? Do anything. There's no one doing something. You can get bubble, and you can... Otherwise, waiting for your Ash... Like, that is this composition. Completely dog. But you still have to know how to play. Particularly in... And unless you found a way backline, way that you're going to be able to up to something. Things that you and there's no before you. And hence the only thing you can do is think in the first place you you also have a Genji with it's really sad. You notice how much better playing slow works? In a different composition, my advice would be completely different. Playing Reaper and May and Lucy.
Yeah.
Then suddenly it's completely different. Like you might be in your scrims, right? You might be playing Reaper May. And then playing slow doesn't work. Right? Hard cover is incredibly important, but the game isn't the same, right? Like, you're gonna go from... I'll send you a video. We'll probably tell you everything you need, actually.
Okay.
So, where are we right
now? Okay, a little in the middle. Yep.
Either you're here, or you're back. Right now, you're in the middle. This is exactly where you... Only time that you want is if you've been playing, like... Let's say you're playing. Only time you'd ever be here is after having killed their Reinhardt and their whole team base, you've killing them.
Okay.
You want to be here.
Okay.
Right, so get back on your hard cover. Maybe you like you could be here. You've got literally infinite options. But don't be here. Be at the hard
Okay.
cover. And it might seem like such a small thing right now. Okay. Do you think you needed to walk backwards?
The only reason I did is because I saw we were down to Genji, but then I didn't realize we got 2 picks because I wasn't looking at the kill feed. So probably not.
Even without those kills,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you play hard cover.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you play. What does the Reinhardt have to do?
Drop his shield. And move in, essentially exposing his team.
Exposing his whole team and himself.
Okay.
And that is Reinhardt through and through. Sit there, you take his whacking in the
Okay.
right, but you're just walking backwards, right? Giving them a shit. Your Ana is still healing you, right? And I'm pretty sure he still has nade.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he doesn't, but he's gonna have. Oh yeah, he does still have nade, right? He saved it, right? Guy's a decent.
Mm-hmm.
But if you'd done exactly this, but right, and he'd no way he can keep up that aggression, and he also can't keep on. Notice how when you straight backwards, you can always just put.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what happens, straight at you like now, right? You never force him to expose his back to you, right? Playing here, no matter what he has to expose himself. And this is exactly what you want. Have your team can even fuck themselves. They can't shot, but everyone team can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying necessarily that kiting a nanoed Reinhardt is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular situation, it was. There are times when, let's say, they have A and Reaper and Lucio, and you've got the same team comp that you have right now. Then obviously you right because you're.
Yeah.
But you've got so many picks in this. Actually, expose the Reinhardt, right? If he peeks it, as we've already, your whole team can shoot. Attacks.
Okay.
But because you've conceded so much space, your team doesn't have hard cover. They're all getting.
Okay.
Most of the time, everything Reinhardt related, nothing to do with you and completely about your team. Playing Reinhardt is nothing about Reinhardt. It's all about your team. You are the shield bot for your team. Right? Everything you do is about making space for your team, about holding space for your team, about dying for your team. So he hits a fact. Okay, so the one consideration I'd have here if playing, I'd be thinking, okay, so have all the info. If you'd been tracking his ult, you'd probably, which he is. In which case, how good is walking?
Okay.
Very, 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 very. Whole team, if he had it. He just so happens not, but we should already be playing around. No way that in this playing right now, didn't know how close could have had it. And as a Reinhardt, absolutely your job to be.
Yep.
No one else is any idea. don't give a shit.
Mhm.
Shoot as they're behind. Maybe they'll get some damage into the cover and he's to attack you,
Mhm.
but otherwise they don't care. And this is so again, we should be really careful about this, right? You don't need to swinging. There's only one reason why. What do you think? That
Playing for Shatter.
playing for
My
Shatter.
own Shatter.
That is
Yeah.
the only reason you can. Otherwise, play this corner. Let your Zarya swing right. Because if you're swinging right, well, he's gonna match you, right? And then what does that mean about your Zarya?
She can't really go anywhere, or she'd overextend.
It essentially means, right, if you swing out, he has to swing out even wider, right? Because he doesn't want to shoot with a shield. He wants to shoot at people, right? And if you swing out, he has to go even wider. And yeah, one, he's got fucking no. And two, he's much more likely just to be shooting at a shield, right? Because both of you are out wide. Whereas if you're playing in here, then he's going to automatically play closer. Just mentally, right? Mentally, he's automatically thinking he wants. It's right. And that way, your Zarya can swing wide, and she can shoot at him on the angle, right? And that's going to force him to walk backwards. But if you swing wide, he can't swing wide. It's okay in this situation because you have Shatter, but you should be playing around his Shatter too, right? And if your shield breaks right now, you have no hard. So one, you should communicate it. Two, you should still be playing on this hard cover because you want to make sure that he's going to shatter you, that he's only going to shatter you. Right, because you're tucked into the. And if he shatters your team, you can peek out. You've got shatter. You could this whole team. Okay, we're really low on shield. Where do we want to be playing?
Back behind the left.
On this corner, right? We don't need to push here. We're fine. You've done everything for your team here. You've taken space. Your team are pushed in. They're now in engagement range of the enemy team. You're too low to do anything. Fine. Chill. Let your team kill them. That's no problem.
Okay.
Okay. That's basically what we do, right? But there was never a reason for you to go around this corner, right? Just chill here. Chill on the corner. You've got all the hard cover. Right? And as we've said, your comp wants to play slow. If you just chill, they're going to kill the enemy. Fucked, right? Or he's going to have to retreat further back to hard. Need space to you. Which again, is great for you. Right? Either one of those.
Okay.
And they can't do the same to you because you're. So some nice cleanup kills. This is good. Always nice when your Zen won't stand behind your shield. So again, open space here, right?
Yeah, right by that mega.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or back a bit more. Back a bit more.
Yeah, I think you could be on the corner, or you could be right if you're feeling really manly. But I think probably that corner. It's okay to posture up like this, but you kind of bait your Zen into being a complete idiot.
Okay.
Right? This is so incredibly stupid. But I imagine in voice chat, it's like, why are you not holding your shield? What are you doing? Right? This is completely his fault, right? But you kind of baited him in this, right? Because you went well around this corner rather than just staying on it. And if you stay on that corner, he's going to automatically be right next to that corner. And you can say, okay, I'm going to have to rest shield. I'm going to have to rest shield. And then you rest your shield. And then if he dies, he's not going to scream in voice chat, right? Because you've just told him. You're like, mate, look, I told you I was going to shield down. And it's his fault.
Yep.
So don't give him this corner. This is really important. And it's a really, very, very minor misstep here from you. Be up on the corner.
Okay.
Don't let him cross this line. The second he crosses this line, kill him. Right?
Okay.
But be right up on this. Don't let them come around the corner. You hold this corner. That means that your team can poke around this corner. Let's think about it. Your team, if you're stood here, team are with you. You can all shoot. How much hard?
None.
None. How much hard?
All of it.
All of the
A
hard
lot.
cover, right? So all it's about is hold this corner. Team are able to poke around this corner, right? And they're all in open space. There's fuck all they can do. They have to go backwards. They have space, right? And if you're playing on this corner, that's exactly the same thing. Get on this corner. If they poke around here, your team's going to shoot at them, right? And all 6 of you guys, that's in. How many people can they?
None.
Literally 0. Great, right? We're 6 feet. That's an easy. And then you can, once you start getting them push around this, you don't actually have to go anywhere, right? You can just stand on the corner. And once they've then lost a lot of their resources, then you can go. With this particular comp, right? The slow comps, you actually have to do it and literally stand on the corner. They will just die because you have hard cover. Have this, like, yeah, they probably have slightly more damage. These weird combos. But playing around that hard cover is going to enable your team to do what they need to do, right? Play slow, poke. Great, sorted. Easy game. But don't let them all commit around this corner, because, right, the second they commit around this corner, then what happens?
They have the cover.
Exactly, right? So they're all shooting at this, just at you. You've got no hard cover. You have to go back to the previous corner. Oh dear,
Okay.
right? They've got the advantage. And that, in a nutshell, is why playing corners as Reinhardt is everything, right? That whole concept there it doesn't matter what composition you're playing, even in a more brawly kind of comp, right, where you're playing, say, main. That situation, it's still the same concept, except rather than like poking, right? They ever cross this line, smash them, and that way you could back on this momentum, essentially stabilize out, and then they're forced. And that's essentially what you've done here. You've allowed him to push you off the. Suddenly, you have to play behind you. Right?
Okay.
So right, yeah. So this is better, right? Play up on this corner. Be aggressive. Don't go too far because you're gonna get blown up. And you've got to be really careful because you do just evaporate, especially against a comp like this, right? It can just kill you. I understand why you did this, and it's okay because you did have. But mostly what I'm trying to get at here, think about what your comp wants to do. Play that corner because that corner is going to enable your comp to do that. And actually, in fact, like I said, playing those corners doesn't matter about the comp. That corner is your hard cover. If you control the hard cover, you win, right? There is nothing more OP than invulnerability, right? Being invincible is pretty OP in a game where you shoot it, right? And hard cover is essentially that gives you invincible.
Initiating match.
So essentially, play Rhine corner to alley.
Corner,
Essentially,
yeah,
right?
Corner.
Okay. Right.
No matter what happens, you. Okay.
Ready. 30 seconds.
I will make my country
God, these
proud.
comps are so shit.
Yeah.
Like, why would you play Gen? These guys.
Hello? Anyone out there?
Just all these guys playing Genji, man.
One. Attackers incoming.
There's one other thing that you can, other than a corner. Doesn't do quite the same thing. You've got a great example of it. Green.
Am I missing it? I think I'm... Oh, high ground?
High ground, right?
Yeah.
It does exactly the same thing. It gives you hard cover. It's really hard for them to push. You can always just like chill, stabilize. It gives your DPS great LOS. It also makes you invincible because their Reinhardt can't walk onto you. So it's even better being on a corner. So be up here. Imagine if all 6 of you stood up here. What do they do?
Yeah, they'd have to spend resources to contest or just go to point.
Look how much damage you have, though. How easy is it for them to walk on point?
Not very.
Not very, very difficult. Incredibly difficult. They probably have a massive poke advantage now. So just putting it out there that they basically win this game just by picking this other dogshit comp that's slightly less dogshit than dogshit comp. But this doesn't change how you play, right? This is one of those games where I just have to say, look, we've lost. Like, you probably just lose this at the comp if your team won't swap. And you know how it is. Competitive is just like that. But still got to play the best game you can, right? You're playing that hard cover. You're still giving the best opportunity. They're right. They now have hard cover. Let them walk up. If your team are going to play like on point, and this is such a diamond thing, such a plat thing. In fact, no, diamonds are probably slightly better. Such a plat thing where for some reason everyone's just defaults to point and doesn't ever play in any of the like. Right, in a pro game, we'll never ever see anyone fighting where everyone will always be on the every single. Will never be a single fight that's taken where you guys are, unless something really strange happens. That's something a lot of people could learn something from. But anyway, we're now on this corner, right? Our big boy corner. We're gonna peek around. We're gonna let our team shoot at them. They're gonna have to go back to this corner, right? And then we're cool. Don't go too aggro here. Right? Chill on your corner. Right? Your Genji fed, but you know. And then we just chill on this corner. You need to rest your shield. Okay, right? Let your shield fill up. Just tell your team. Okay, I'm resting, right? And stay behind that corner. Don't peek out. You're already 290 HP. You can just die. Right? They've got a Zen, a Roadhog. Look at their fucking comp. This is a lot of things that can just one shot. Junkrat and Discord and Road. If this hook that literally scraped your arm had hit you, you're.
Yep.
But if you had full shield and full HP, maybe not. Right? So just chill on that corner, wait, and then out. And if you get hooked, but hopefully your team will bail. Right, we should be chilling right now. I don't care how retarded your Genji is, so don't bail him out, right? You've got to chill. You have to let your shield reset. And don't be in open space when you do it, right? Right, so which corner are we playing on? We're in open space again. Are we playing here, or are we playing at that corner? Right, decide.
Okay.
So right, choose your corner. This is fine. Okay, we're wasting our bob. We're gonna follow up our wasted bob. That's probably fine because we have Zarya. Okay, you're stood behind your whole team with full resources. Probably don't want to do.
Yeah.
Is it your job to deal with this kind of guy?
No.
Is it easy for you to deal with this kind of guy?
Not really.
Don't deal with that guy then. Fucking Junkrat. He will kill you. He should probably kill you every time. You're a Reinhardt. He's the kind of guy that you just need to scream at your team, kill the Junkrat, right? Because there's literally nothing you can do. You're a Reinhardt. Okay, again, same thing here. Like, be on the corner. You're gonna peek around and fire strike. That's fine, right? God, my.
Yeah.
And exactly like that little swing there is. That's kind of how you play the whole Rhine matchup. You're still in the corner. Swing, scare them off, like. You know, just growling at them angrily from your cage. Okay, we're in no man's land again. Right? Like, what is the justification around a lot of this movement?
I think it's just a habit.
Right? Choose the corner. Yeah, you're kind of playing on the corner again. Dude. Push up, help this guy, that's fine. Was this good?
I mean, no.
If you swing around now and hit a fat shot, yeah, it's okay, but
That was the plan, but you'll see why it didn't work.
You just die instantly.
I took too long. I hesitated.
But regardless, you see where you ended up?
Yeah.
In the middle of their team, right? This is much the same as that other charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how could this charge have been better? What would you have done? Given that you've got the whole duration of this grab to do.
Either swung around to the right, excuse me, or maybe like aimed it a little more at the opposing wall instead of the stairs.
So no matter what you're doing,
or the car.
No matter what you're doing, right? I mean, ideally, you walk around like this, and you just charge him back. That's okay.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's guaranteed dead then. You could also just kill him. Right?
There's
one really good thing you can do. What's keeping him alive right now?
It looks just like an orb and Moira ult, actually. I think. Or did she not pop it? She might not have popped
Can you see my drawing?
Yeah. Trance.
So what can you do about Trance? Maybe you didn't know this. So if you put your shield between the person and the trans, they don't get trans.
I did not know that. Okay.
So shields block trans. So if this Reinhardt was bubbled by well, I mean, if you literally just put your shield between him and the Zen, he doesn't get trans.
Okay.
He can't be healed by trans. You can't get heals by trans.
Okay.
So useful trick. Just stand there with your shield. He can't be healed by trans. He will die. But pinning into the middle of their team like this is pretty much always a bad play. It doesn't even matter if you hit this shatter. This is never going to work in high.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Honestly, delete this ability. Forget that it exists.
Yeah.
Like seriously, unbind it. You could get top 500 with shift unbound Reinhardt. It's that bad. And mainly because of plays like this, and a lot of people make this mistake. It's very frustrating to watch, right? Honestly, you could unbind it, you'll become a better Reinhardt player. Because if you unbind it and then suddenly discover it later on when you're really good and understand how it works, you'll be better off. You can't charge like this, right? Any charge that you've got to have, no matter what happens, one, it has to always end. No matter what.
Okay.
If you charge directly into the... It's also buggy as all hell. That's something that makes it very, very inconsistent, therefore very risky. You're bouncing off everything, and suddenly you're like 6 miles deep into their ass, right? Exactly where you don't want to be. And yeah, this is just one small one, right? And actually, you've done generally quite a good job of not feeding with charge. This is quite a difficult map to feed with charge because most of the charges are quite obviously massive feeds because there's a huge amount of just open space. We get so full. Okay, so they've got Winston, which is probably the smartest thing that they could have done, because there's an Ashe, and an Ana, and a Mercy, and a Genji that are all free. So where do you want to play?
I was backing up to give the Junkrat ult a bit more like space that like Ashe could shoot at it or someone could shoot at it, and I then realized it was probably the wrong decision.
If you're stood on the corner and your whole team is at the back of the point, how many people is the Junkrat tire likely to kill?
Probably just me.
Just
I'm
one,
guessing.
right? Just one.
Yeah.
And if it just kills you, is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Right? It's absolutely. You know what? That's a fucking good trade. If a Junkrat tire kills one person, you've done your job, man. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Literally nothing to do about it. You're right. And that's fine, right? But if you walk backwards like this, one, you're going to give them a shitload of space, which really sucks, right? Because if you stay up here and die on this corner, that's okay, right? You've bought your team time, which is exactly what comp. They're playing slow. They've got lots of damage. Let them do that. Play slow. Play up on that corner. Don't let them walk in, because they're going to play fast if they walk in. Right? They're going to get on you. They're going to start getting that close range damage. That's what they want.
Okay.
Right? And now they have all this space, which really sucks for you.
Heroes never die.
Because this Reinhardt is able to get in and swing. But if you'd stayed up on this, how many people is Reinhardt?
Just me.
Just you, right? Just you, and that's absolutely fine. And this is exactly the same argument. Like, okay, there are times when you have to fall back, right? But you're literally full HP with full shield when you're still in the corner and backwards.
Yep. Okay.
Right, and they don't have speed boost, they don't have nano. Like, it's just a tire.
Heroes never die.
And you also... So, one more thing. Right? Clearly your team have no fucking clue backing up. So, should have communicated. Maybe they're just idiots. And when you're kiting back as well, it's probably better to stop here, because you need depth between the team, because they're playing right. If you back up too far, you're going to be stood on top of your Ana and your Zarya, and then how many people does the opponent Reinhardt swing when he swings at you?
Okay.
Which you don't want to happen, right? You always want to make tanking all the swings. You're doing your job.
Okay.
You've got to take damage.
Heroes never die.
And sure, like I said again, there are times when you want to back up. It's okay to back up. I'm not saying backwards.
60 seconds remaining.
But they literally do nothing to backwards. Just press F.
Yeah.
Objective lost.
Yeah, so pretty much just like press S when I'm getting pressured instead of
Exactly, right?
fear of an ult.
If the Reinhardt was swinging and you were bubbled off by the Winston, then you have to, right? Because you can't get any heals and they're both zapping you to death. Then you have to walk.
Okay.
But they've expended, you know... Okay, they've only expended bubbles to do that, and it's such... But, you know, sometimes that shit happens. So again, play the corner. If you tuck yourself in on this corner, how many people could shoot? Right? None. Well, I mean, they have to peek wide to shoot. Wide to shoot.
Okay.
Right, like you are now, you tuck yourself into that corner, but, you know, you've taken this much. Literally taken, getting on for 2,000 damage. Out in the open rather than playing that corner. We can just watch you feed your shield again. I don't know. That's cute. Also, don't charge like this. Do the same as you standing in the middle. Now they can shoot at your whole.
Okay.
It sucks. Right? But Mercy can't heal herself. And that's the case for most. If you're not there to take them, then they dead, mate. Right?
Yep.
You kind of kill your whole team by going. Okay, back up to him. Fuck your Genji, he's an idiot. Honestly, fuck. Fuck your Genji. No one gives a shit. If he dashes into the team and kills himself, tough shit. Not your fault. Get yourself to hardcore.
Yeah.
That was...
That was... Yeah, yeah.
But actually, your team did a pretty good job in this.
This is not the end. Spotted them.
Right, but same thing, right? You play slow. Go back. The one, if I Genji, fuck out Genji about him. Where should we have?
Right behind me at that wheelbarrow kind of thing. Yeah.
Play on that cart. Exactly the same thing. Cover. Then you're playing time, right? Cover. You chill. They're gonna shoot at you. Great. That's exactly what you want. Then they're getting meaningful damage in, and you've got hard cover to stabilize on. So this may be a tad aggressive. You walk back at the right time, right? And then you're back on the cart with hard cover. Maybe this is okay. Walking up like this isn't so bad because you can actually use the cart as hard cover. This shatter is not so bad.
That was a brain dead moment.
But actually, in general, that sequence there wasn't so bad. In all honesty.
Okay.
I'm not sure you knew why it wasn't so bad, but it wasn't. It was definitely not that bad.
Well, I knew the monkey is not really going to do much to me, and like whenever I see a monkey in front of me, I mean,
Just whack him.
that's free. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just smack him. Okay. Well, sorry, this is just a pet peeve, but
Don't walk in
how
front
many
of
people
cart.
are you shielding, right?
Pretty much no one except Genji.
I mean, probably not even yourself. The most important person to shield is probably yourself here. You know that if you press both mouse buttons, you can free cam. Yeah, do that. Don't do this.
Okay.
You do this, the whole enemy team is going to shoot you in the ass.
Okay.
What was that fire strike?
I thought someone was above me. That was yeah.
Right? Okay. So this is going to be a similar to Junkrat statement. Whose job is it to deal with a primaling monkey?
Off tanks and DPS.
Whose job is it to control and hold space?
Mine.
How much space are you controlling and holding by chasing this wind?
None of it.
Literally none. Right? Don't do this. Stand on the cart and die. If you have to. Right? If that's your only option, fine. Stand on the cart and die. If this one monkey's going to kill your whole team, so be it, right? You can't chase him around. He's going to jump away. Then you've wasted all that. Stay at the front. Be the shield man that your team needs you to be. Protect them from the other damage, right? This Winston is literally feeding into your backline. But he's only doing that if you're stood at the front. Right? If you're chasing back, what has he done? Given that he's a main tank. Right?
Yeah.
He has taken space. And that's all that tanks do. That's all that main tanks do. He has created, by you going back, right? You have made it into, he has just suddenly made the biggest, most awesome play he could make, right? If you stand at the front, he's literally done nothing. He's literally fed 1,000 HP of ult charge. But by chasing him, you've given him value, right?
So that's like same thing with Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, it's like chasing a wrecking ball around. Yeah, that's really terrible. You also take 10 majillion damage by chasing him, right? Whereas if you'd stood at the front, you would have been able to use your shield and hard cover.
Okay.
Right? Two things which are quite important to you, particularly the hard cover, as we've already discussed quite a lot. And by backing up this far, you've also given them access to squishy heroes like your Mercy, which really, really sucks.
Okay.
Right? So, you gave this guy value. That was a pretty huge value chart.
you just love surprises?
Right, but if you hadn't gone back and chased that monkey there, you may well have, like, because your team could have killed him, right? If you're at the front shielding him off, B1,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're still base, he doesn't get any. He dies straight away. You need once they've killed him, or even at the same time. Okay, again, find yourself a corner, right? Figure out where we want to fight. Most people don't fight in this big open space at the front. Doesn't matter what rank you're at, that kind of sucks, right? Good counter pin, that was nice. And then hold this corner. Okay, so you kill yourself by backing up. Right?
Okay.
So, again, corners to corners, right? Where is your next corner?
It'd be the one, like, behind the health pack, wouldn't it? Oh, no, it'd be the one at the, just in front of the trailer.
Yeah,
so a bit of a
at the choke, right? The big choke towards, like, the final little bit.
Yeah.
That's a long way back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think with 300 shield you're going to make that?
No.
No. Right, so this is one of those times where you just got to say, look, cut my losses, I'm going to die here.
Okay.
Or you're going to win, right? You've got hard cover. Maybe if you stay and fight your ground, maybe you win. Maybe you get enough time to charge your shield back and your team does enough damage to them.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you're never going to make this war. Stand and fight. Be the big manly shield man that you are. For honor and glory. I hope you've seen the short. Otherwise, that was just a good
Smoke 'em out of there.
Where do you want to play? We just discussed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just trying to shield for my Ashe because I told her, "Hey, Ashe is over."
You're right. We just talked about this corner. That's where you want to
Yep.
be there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be here.
Okay.
A little bit of aggression's okay, right? Because that means that your team has the cover, then they can poke around. A little bit of aggression. So long as they don't have, for instance, a Mei that could wall you.
Yep.
They do, in fact, have a Mei. Careful. And again, about this being wide thing, right? If you're on wide, they can get damage in. If you're not, then their Rhine's going to be wide as well. That means that but you want to be able to give your team up. Right now, they have to go. But you don't even have hard cover, right? I mean, it's okay that they can. It's exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just shit for you because you actually don't have it.
Heroes never die.
A lot of ults, right? What's your Mercy doing? Okay, but just one thing, right? Is it worth playing?
I mean, we have Bob, and Shatter. I mean, yeah. Plus, it's coming on.
Look how many ults.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to force it out here, right? Then more towards, like, where they can just push the payload at the end.
Arguably, yes. You're actually correct. Like, okay, realistically, we want to go really fast. We want to go ultra aggro and kill some shit here because it's the only way that we actually get a second fight because they should just.
Yeah.
How easy is it to do that with this? And in a competitive game?
Not that easy.
Like, when we say not that easy, you mean like completely impossible.
Mm-hmm.
At this elo, it's never. And you can also rely on the fact that, so if you're in a team game, 100% take this fight, right? Go aggressive. You've got to force some ult out. And if you take it really aggro here, right at the front, that's cool. You know, you're going to force some ults out. That's the right play. Sure. But we're in a ranked game, right? Things are not the same. In a ranked game, you can't do that. Right? You're just going to feed. Your team aren't going to follow up. They're not going to coordinate aggressive play properly, right? It's just... And as we've already said, is a billion miles from that.
Yeah.
So by the time... Right now, you've been starting to walk backwards. By the time you've walked back there, you're going to have, like, fuck all shit left. Like, you're literally 500 shit back there. And actually, by walking back now... Which is now going to completely destroy us anyway. Let's say we'd started off, right, and our team had been really... The probably only hits back, whatever, or you get frozen, but if you get corner, same thing we talked before, if you're frozen corner, they have to poke team from angles are going
to... Okay.
So it's much better. Whoa, we made it. Big boys.
Blocked out of line of sight a healer. Ah!
Yeah. So you just do it, essentially. But
thankfully, the Zarya came through with the grab.
And you also kind of played on a corner, in that you walked backwards on that. And you notice that your Ashe literally killed everything. Or your Genji, or whatever. Because they're forced around this corner, your team is shooting them.
Yeah.
Right, and this is like a very over-extenuating version. But it's the same thing. Definitely think. It's going to take them 10,000 years. In fact, they're not going to kill you at all. How do we lose this? And I'm... Oh, no.
I think that's what it was.
Oh, no. You just heard the music and said, "Let's feed!" So, you know this is a really terrible play, right?
Yeah. The nano got to my head, I think.
Stay on the corner. At a fucking sick corner. Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah.
Unbind your shift key. We've already said that one. But they finish with no time, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Because we... Oh, I kind of want to...
Yeah. So it's a quick one.
I don't have another.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A. Eyes on the bad guys.
You know how to shoot? Jump. Shield jump.
Yeah.
Right, and the shield has to go down in between. Because if you walk with your shield, like... You walk really slow, and your whole shield's going to be dead before you're even literally... Right? You just ate 1,500 damage. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally 10% of a person's damage.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's a shitload. You do a really good job of playing that card. And you notice how well that works. Right there, Reinhardt's baited. Team. Okay. But you create space, right? Just by taking damage, that means Genji's got round, farm 60% blade damage, you farm 7% of your. Great, right? That's actually not a bad trade for you. It might seem really shit, but it's nowhere near as shit as this. Right, so let's get on to our next call. Right, because if you play in this open space, they're going to do exactly what they're doing. Now you can't play.
Okay.
Right, because. But he's now got hard. Really shitty for you. He's also kind of suiciding that. Like, if your team just go and kill him, then dead, which is great. But it's a comp game and it's plat, so you don't know whether people are actually going to do that.
In reality, I shouldn't have probably done that and should have died for doing that, but
Probably.
fuck, it worked. Bad habit.
Okay, you're nanoed. Do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm taking
Yeah.
I mean, you created a fair amount of space throughout the sequence, to be fair. But it would have been better just to play the corners, right?
Yeah.
Just safer. And that Roadhog probably still would have died. I understand, sometimes you do just have to make them plays. But typically you don't want to do that as the main tank, right? Unless it's like, guys, I'm going to hit the fattest shatter ever in the history of Overwatch. It's probably not the kind of that you...
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
So this is more just a general, like, since I'm looking for tanks or looking for tank advice, I see a lot of different things on the internet, whether it's YouTube, Reddit, I mean, hell, my own Discords, other people's Discords. There's like, oh, so I play Reinhardt this way. I'm guessing the best thing to do is sort of just try it. If it works for me, use it. If it doesn't, like, abandon it. So, perfect example, what I mean. Like, this one guy literally plays Reinhardt,
Give me 1 second.
Oh, breaking up a bit? Okay. Okay.
That's
Is
much
it any better?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one guy, he plays Reinhardt incredibly passively, only focusing on fire strikes to get his ultimates, then he plays aggressive. So it's like, is advice like that and other things, I don't know, whatever, is...
If you see, so best, if you want to learn how to play Ryan, you download the Al replay.
Yep.
And fit on a Reinhardt's perspective, and you watch him play Reinhardt. There is no better way than doing that. Learn from the absolute best. Don't waste your time with some plat.
Okay.
Like, probably 89% of advice, absolute.
Okay.
Unless it comes from like a contender's coach or a contender's player, then it's probably rubbish.
Okay.
Unless it's like play corners as Reinhardt, basically.
Yeah.
Like that is like general good. If people aren't going into specifics, then it's probably better advice. something specific as I always play passive as Reinhardt and just farm with Fire Strike. Anything with an always is definitely bad advice. There is
Okay.
no always in Overwatch. Depends on your comp, depends on the map, depends on enemy comp, depends on so many factors. Have what else they have. It's bullshit if they don't know what they're talking about.
Okay.
The best advice I can give is go and watch pro play. Watch Fusions. Bogus. They're both really good people to watch. Henningson's stream, the main tank for my any of those guys. Decent. And pro players in Owl, right? Going and watching the Owl games. Watching any of the Owl guys stream. You know, lots of the Owl guys. Those are the taking advice from people.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, unless they're like actually quite hard.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to think. There is a main tank that has a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Let me end the.
Okay.